Well, I didn't think I was going to be a part of it when they first started shooting it.
Wow.
But I was excited for it. You
Yeah.
know, I was always excited to continue that Dexter story because it's so fascinating.
We're here to talk about Snag. The threads, the Tarantino threads through Snag, this great new, shoot 'em up action from Ben Milliken that you're in. Golly, so many Tarantino-esque vibes.
Yeah.
I really picked up on. I mean, there's just tons of them.
Like spaghetti western kind
Yes,
of.
yes. Thank you. Yeah, very much, very much. It's got so much, especially in an era where the John Wick style action sort of has become the standard. It's really cool to see something like this that's a little
Yeah,
more.
and there is something unique about how Ben does it. It's a style that, yes, it's similar to, like those westerns and those, Tarantino amazing films. Yet there is something that he put his own fingerprint on it
Very
in
much.
style and how he wants to see it, how he wants to show that story. And I found that when I saw it, I was like, oh, he got in, he went there. That's great.
What's the juxtaposition like between reading this script and then seeing sort of the final product?
It's I'm glad you asked that. In reading it, I read this story about loyalty, about love. It's a love story,
Yeah.
and I read it and as it would be in real life. I didn't really think about the stylized way that he was going to either edit it or set it up. But when I saw it, I was like so pleasantly surprised on the style and how he handled it, and how he went from moment to moment from one story going back in time. And it's almost so like he handled it really well, and I really enjoyed watching it when I saw it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think that reading the synopsis of it and then actually seeing the whole film, it's totally different. It's one of those movies like you really do have to see. Like just hearing about it, you're not gonna get it all. You gotta watch it.
There's a lot of twists in there, and it's like, like the killer, the assassin. I mean, it's surprising when.
Yes. It's hard to talk about. Don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything. I want people to go in. I really want to, like, I'm watching it and I start thinking about all my friends. I'm like, I gotta text this guy. I gotta tell him he's gotta watch this. Gotta text my father-in-law. My father-in-law's gonna love this movie. Like, just in my head, I'm just going through all the people that I knew were gonna love it. But I'm like, just trust me.
And what a great environment. Everybody involved it was like such a positive, feeling, and a real, gentle experience. It was calm. It was like, and then action and all the chaos breaks loose. And then they figure out what we can do to make it better. I mean, it was very, it was really great to work on it with them. They really, the set was tight. The crew was great. I felt so safe, especially with all those weapons. I felt the people, the team, that the stunt coordinators, the armorers, they were on it. They were on it. They did their job the way it's supposed to be done.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's good to hear. I mean, that's a very important issue in filmmaking today.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's emerged over the past couple of years. What was it like working with Ben as both director and star and producer and writer, like having just all of that in one person right there on set with you every day?
That's happened to me a few times.
Sure.
And with Ben, it was just smooth.
Nice.
He put his hat on as a director, took his hat off, went in as an actor. Everything was just cool. There was never really any sense of panic or sense of, oh, I can't believe we're going to make the light. If there was, they didn't show it on the set. It was a very smooth transition that he had from director to writer to actor in it. And I was very impressed by that.
We want to be careful for spoilers, but there's definitely some room for growth, I think, here. I personally would like to see more of the Snag story and maybe the Snag universe. Do you feel like there's some threads there that could create some spin-off, some sequel, maybe something like that?
Yeah, absolutely is. Absolutely, there is, and I'm hoping that that's going to happen.
Fingers crossed. We're fingers crossed. We chatted. We spoke just briefly about Tarantino, but I wanted to ask you: did you have any favorite like shoot 'em ups or action? Big action movies when you were growing up that you were.
The one I remember is Heat. That action sequence in Heat. I thought that was brilliant,
dude.
Just brilliant how they did that. I think that everything that Quentin Tarantino did in the Kill Bill 1 and 2 was, man, that was pretty impressive. It was like I was taken to that world immediately like this. So those are the things that stand out to me. Those kinds of like the Heat. Michael Mann's Heat. That sequence outside the bank. That was amazing. I was holding on to my seat, mesmerized. So it's that kind of specificity in those kind of scenes that stand out.
Yeah, you can see a lot of that homage in what Ben does in a lot of these scenes in Snag. You can see a lot of that sort of like that fandom, that appreciation for that kind of intensity.
Yeah. Now this definitely needs an audience for them to look at, and he's young, he's talented, and there's going to be a lot of things he's going to be doing in the future.
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm pumped. It's out in theaters and on digital April 28th. People will be able to watch it, go see it, all that good stuff. I wanted to ask you, David. Look, man, I'm a big Dexter fan, buddy. I mean, just going way back. I'm sure you talked to a lot of Dexter fans. I loved New Blood. It was so great. Were you at all surprised, or what were your thoughts on sort of the reaction to the series? It was like one of the biggest shows Showtime has ever had.
Well, I thought I didn't think I was going to be a part of it when they first started shooting it. Oh. But I was excited for it. I was always excited to continue that Dexter story because it's so fascinating. And when I got called to come in and do a couple of episodes, I was ecstatic. I said, where do I go? What time? And when you want me there? And I was able to do that. And I understand the ending. I wish there was another, but I understand. And that was the story. And actually, I thought New Blood was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I agree. My wife and I, she thinks I'm like crazy aluminum foil hat guy with all my like theories and all that stuff, because I'm like Lumen's still out there. Harrison could find Lumen. There's Miami. Like I've got all these ideas. I'm like, there's so many things. There's so many things that can happen. But they also have talked about this prequel concept, and for me, I'm like, well, I don't know if I can imagine someone else besides Michael playing Dexter. Outside of the flashbacks and things like that in the original show, it's kind of a weird idea for me, I feel like.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they've spoken about it, and I'm sure there's so many avenues they can go that would be interesting in the past, because when we did original Dexter, they did explore the past, but I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the prequel.
Yeah.
See how they handle that, and if it's the same people involved in Dexter, it's going to be great because they're just some talented people,
Wholeheartedly agree. But look, that's forever away. Snag is so soon. It's coming up like very, very soon. April 28th. We already said that. Theaters, digital. David, you're the coolest. I really, really appreciate you taking time to chat today, sir.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it.